You're watching News 12 on your side.
Closed captioning for News 12 is brought to you by Kenneth Nugent.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 NBC 26 this morning.
Good morning, 6 o'clock this morning. I am jumping ahead. Live look now over Wheeler Road.
It's
the
cold.
It's the cold that's getting to me, Tim.
It's freezing my brain.
It is Arctic, frigid out there. I've been looking up synonyms all morning long. So please tell me it's supposed to get just a little bit warmer
In the afternoon, it is going to feel a little bit better. Yesterday was a pretty cold day. Once we got that sun out in the second half of the afternoon, in the direct sun, it felt pretty good, but it was still quite cold here this morning. As we look down I-20 eastbound, we have fog. We've had some fog at times overnight, but we can at least see out just from the studios along eastbound travels and westbound travels coming in and out of Georgia and South Carolina. That's where there's going to be just a few little problems coming in across the state line. Nothing widespread, though, with fog. 25 degrees. Boy, it is a cold one out there. Frost on the ground. That looks like some snow that might be left from yesterday. It's frost. It is definitely out there on the lawns again. Low to mid-20s all across the board. 22 Edgefield, 24 to 25 degrees here between Evans, Thompson, Augusta, Barnwell, Allendale. You're in the mid-20s, 28 in Louisville, and 30 into Swainsboro. Well, the planner is going to have nothing but sunshine, but we'll have some time to thaw out. It'll be a while before we do that. Middle 40s at noontime and around the 50s at between 3 and 5 o'clock here. But just kind of looking at the pattern down the road, we are going to be looking at some drier weather coming in to start the week off here. So in conclusion, we'll just kind of look at just the cold air that's staying with us to start the day off. So the planner looks good to and from all the way through the afternoon, where we're expecting those temperatures to kind of gravitate into the lower and mid 50s. As we look right now, back into the middle and low 20s here, Edgefield, Thompson, Evans, Waynesboro, upper 20s, lower 30s, and then moving in here with highs that are, yes, going to look a little bit better. Still not quite up to the average of the 60-degree mark, but it's lower to mid-50s, between 52 and 54 degrees across the CSRA. Rain chances coming back. Well, it looked a little more promising into Tuesday a few days ago. Right now, that's really starting to fall off. We might just find our southern counties a little bit better opportunity for that. But heading on through the rest of the forecast for today, we are expecting to see, sunshine come in as our ridge begins to build back through the afternoon here. High temperatures should kind of move into a pattern of lower to mid-50s for the next few days here. But that high pressure will create a lot of sunshine and dry weather. Looking at Tuesday, right now, kind of slim chance for rain with mid-50s. We'll take it about 55 to 50 all the way through the end of the week. And keep it cool at times, especially those mornings. They're going to stay in the upper 20s and low to mid-30s for that next 7-day stretch right there. Sloan, 6:03.
Thanks, Tim. We're learning more about the suspect accused of killing 8-year-old Arbery Anthony in a drive-by shooting. Arbery was laid to rest Wednesday in an emotional homegoing service. That same day, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office told us 21-year-old Antoine Redfield was charged with her murder. While the Sheriff's Office says they believe more than one suspect was in the car during the shooting, according to arrest warrants, Redfield is the one who pulled the trigger. The question some people are asking now is whether Redfield should have been out of jail after being charged in a separate murder investigation from 2019. All of those charges against Redfield, including 2 counts of felony murder, were dropped Wednesday by District Attorney Jared Williams. Williams dropped all charges from the 2019 investigation. They include 2 felony counts of murder, possession of a firearm during a felony, aggravated assault, and fleeing from a police officer. Williams says he didn't believe there was evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that it was not self-defense. But we heard from former District Attorney Natalie Payne, who says, "Nothing that I am aware of regarding the Lawson Redfield case would have ever caused me to allow or consent to an outright dismissal." Some of Arbery's family wonder why Redfield was on the street.
Why is he released? Why? Tell me why. Now that's where the system failed my brother. That's where the system failed this community.
Williams says he doesn't believe he could secure a conviction for Redfield beyond a reasonable doubt. He added dropping the charges was not a judgment call or choice, but a requirement by law. The latest COVID case counts for Richmond and Columbia County schools are in. These are this week's numbers compared to last. You can see a big difference in case counts so far this semester. Columbia County has not shut down any schools, while Richmond County sent more than 24 home for virtual learning. It comes as the county also gets ready to launch free COVID testing for all students, staff, and their families. Our Claire Allen talked to the district about what parents can expect.
We look at our children and staff members as a priority.
What basically we've ended up doing is providing another resource for our community.
The Richmond County school system is teaming up with Heritage Pharmacy Group to bring a new testing site into play for students and teachers.
We're just trying to, avoid any major outspreads within the school system. So, we're really trying to stay ahead of the game while we're trying to educate the kids and keep our staff safe.
The school board says it is critical for them to keep kids in the classroom.
It's an opportunity for us to take care of our staff.
We want our kids to get educated, and it's kind of hard to educate them when they're at home for a week or two.
The district has some of the lowest numbers for COVID cases in schools in our area. They say it's important to follow the mask mandate and health department guidelines.
I think the success in keeping the numbers where they are is just the fact that we're having more cooperation.
In Augusta, Claire Allen on your side.
The testing site will be at Windsor Spring Elementary School. It'll be open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30, then on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1. You don't have to have an appointment to get tested, but you can pre-register online on the Board of Education's website. The district asks you bring your ID. The new Ellington Fire Department is mourning the loss of a retired fire chief. The fire department announced on Facebook Mike Blackman died due to COVID complications. According to his obituary, he also was a member of the Hollow Creek Baptist Church. His funeral services are today at 4 o'clock at the Folk Funeral Home Chapel in Williston. Georgia DPH is combining 2 testing sites. Right now there's a site at North Lake Road and a site at AU, but they're transitioning to just having a site at AU on 15th Street. Starting tomorrow, they'll offer testing from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. You can schedule an appointment in advance or just show up. Picture this, a COVID positive person shows up to your office or school. They cough, sneeze, or even just start talking. Within 15 minutes, an alert goes out. Researchers at Georgia Tech are developing a device that scans the air for COVID. They've been working with the technology since the start of the pandemic, and they say they're close to making the idea a reality. They want to provide an early warning as opposed to other tests that can take hours or days. The list of candidates running on March's calendar. The big question we've all been asking about the pandemic, when will it be over? Are we getting closer to it being something like the flu? Here's our Celeste Springer with what experts have to say.
We were basically expecting it to go away. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone away.
A massive nationwide shutdown, a handful of surges, and a multitude of variants later. This is where we are here in Georgia.
Let's get it down and hope that this will be the last surge.
And the message from Dr. Fauci at the national level.
Well, we're certainly not going to eradicate this. We've only eradicated one virus in the history of public health, and that is smallpox.
But not everything is bad news. Dr. Fauci says even though it's unlikely COVID will ever be gone forever, we could get to a point where it's not disrupting day-to-day life. For now, though, AU Health says they're seeing an extremely high number of positive PCRs in the last couple of weeks.
Over 57% were positive. That's a lot.
But do more Omicron cases mean we're getting closer to herd immunity?
Well, we don't know yet. All health authorities are optimistic, but it's really hard to predict.
Hard to predict because AU says we don't know how much immunity Omicron will give us to fight off the next variant. And we're told there will be a next one.
The virus mutates as long as it's alive, as long as it's replicating, it's mutating.
Though, again, not necessarily bad news either because it's normal for viruses to mutate. So here's to hoping the next strain is even milder. Celeste Springer, on your side.
And as at-home tests are shipped out to homes across the country, Dr. MacArthur wants to remind you only take a test if you're showing symptoms. The at-home tests are more effective if you're actually showing some symptoms. Richmond County Schools have announced their Spelling Bee winners. The students are from Davidson Fine Arts Magnet School and Tobacco Road Elementary School. Amy Zhang won the district spelling bee. She's an 8th grader from Davidson, and Rahman Chotrin is the elementary spelling bee winner. He's a 5th grader at Tobacco Road. Cody Howard and Nora Quiller were runner-ups. The winners will compete again near the end of February. This week, Aiken County parents weighed in on plans for a modified calendar